Trump's executive actions come faster and in different forms than before. President Trump has begun his presidency with an unprecedented blizzard of executive action, signing more presidential directives than any president in modern history. As a candidate, Trump criticized President Obama's illegal and overreaching executive orders. Now, he's using those same orders in ways previous presidents have not. He has used them to order the approval of permits to specific private companies, the Keystone XL and Dakota Access pipelines. He has not only reinstated Reagan-era policies but expanded them, as with the ban on federal funding to global health groups that promote abortion. On Monday, he tightened the White House's grip on the regulatory process, insisting that agencies stick to a quota of regulations approved by the president as part of the annual budgeting process. And he has even created a new form of executive order called the National Security Presidential Memorandum and used it to give orders to the Pentagon and give his political strategist a seat at the table. In National Security Council meetings. While Trump has signed fewer executive orders than Obama at this point in his presidency, he has signed more presidential memoranda, a kind of first cousin to executive orders that became Obama's tool of choice as he tried to get around a Republican Congress. Trump's party has control of Congress. He's just impatient. Trump appears to be trying to make good on every campaign promise at once, which in itself was one of his campaign promises. In speeches last fall, he promised to cancel every unconstitutional executive action, memorandum and order issued by President Obama on his very first day in office. He didn't. It's not unusual for a president to hit the ground running and issue a lot of unilateral directives early in his term, says William Howell, a political science professor at the University of Chicago. But to see him swinging for the fences, he's just letting it rip on all manner of policy issues, is striking. One of the most noticeable differences is in style. While Obama signed most of his executive orders in private, Trump has signed all of his in public, with a headline generating photo opportunities intended to convey constant presidential action. Executive orders are generally used to enact public policies. But some of Trump's orders seemed to have been for more symbolic or rhetorical purposes, says Graham Dodds, a political scientist at Concordia University in Montreal. The White House is scheduling executive order signing ceremonies even before it knows which order Trump is going to sign, or whether he'll sign them at all. Aboard Air Force One last Thursday, Press Secretary Sean Spicer said Trump would order an investigation into his spurious claims of widespread voter fraud. That order never came. Executive orders are also a way to keep control of the narrative. Bill Clinton did something similar during his impeachment, where he issued a bunch of executive orders to do things Congress likely would have done anyway, says Chad Murphy, a political scientist at the University of Mary Washington in Virginia. but he wanted to show he was busy doing the people's work while Congress was wasting 4 years and $40 million investigating his sex life. The pace of action has prompted questions about how much agency lawyers have been involved in the drafting of executive orders, which has been standard practice under previous presidents. The order on refugee admissions, for example, appeared to include permanent legal residents, green card holders, despite later clarifications from the White House that it wasn't the president's